Although Pooh Shiesty had escaped from police in a jet, carried out a horrific armed robbery, and posted his weapon online, his mother recently announced the date of his release on Facebook.
Sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Island.
According to DJ Academics, Pooh Shiesty is at a halfway house. He's going to be home soon, as he was lucky enough to have his lawyers secure him a profit deal to have him released in 2025. His friend Big 30 was accused of snitching by several other rappers during an Instagram Live defense.
Mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no rat.
Although rappers made fun of him for disclosing information, they were unaware of the full context, because even academics were pointing out that his imprisonment was extraordinary.
Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right, you know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2 watches, not even 1.
However, understanding his official release date and the most recent developments in his case are vital. Reports of crimes indicate that Shy and his friends set up a rendezvous for cocaine and pricey footwear. On camera, Pooh Shiesty is seen driving a bright green McLaren to the meet. While waiting for him to arrive, Shy and his child came up with a plan to take the things if the seller's asking price was too high. Before his friend could set up shop for the heist, Shy started examining the pricey sneakers as soon as the vendor arrived. Throughout the final stages of the transaction, Shy persisted in attempting to negotiate the price of the products, but the seller was unyielding. If we see Shy removing a gun from his waist, then proceed with the theft. Because the 2 merchants were too slow to hide behind their car, Shy hit them in the hip and the back end. Shy was assisting the merchants when his pal burst into the McLaren's passenger seat and grabbed the shoes and drugs. Shy takes a couple more glances to make sure the vendors aren't attempting to wrest anything. Then he climbs into his car, shuts the door, and leaves. Only the money he planned to use to buy the things was in the pocket of his car's side door. The fact that Shy lost his $40,000 in a Louis Vuitton bag with $40,000 in cash not only rendered the heist completely useless, but it also amounted to a criminal receiving the drugs and sneakers for nothing. This bag later gave the federal investigators a wealth of information about Shy, but more on that later. A few days later, Shy was found by federal agents after he took a private plane out of the state to the nearest Miami airport and escaped the parking lot.
The town of Bay Harbor Island says you're wanted He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet.
He was taken into custody and posted $30,000 bail. 2 months later, he was apprehended and taken to court.
Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
Right. Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Despite being sentenced to 63 months in prison on charges of robbery and possession of firearms, scholars stated that Shy ultimately completed his profit contract. Many academics were shocked to hear of Shy's penalty and thought it was excessively light.
I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying, clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good.
Despite Shy's mother's announcement on her Facebook page that it's over, Shy has been involved in a lot of unlawful activities and has come under fire from fans and other rappers for trying to use a criminal case to advance his rap career. But she has always done this, and now that he is wealthy and well-known, he simply continues.
I mean, look, Pooh Shiesty was probably the biggest artist that he signed in recent memory. But Pooh Shiesty had a history of crimes before he ever signed to Gucci. It ain't like, you know, he was like a school and Gucci suddenly put him in a bad direction. No, he was already doing it. Gucci wasn't around when he was doing all the crazy that got him locked up for. It just is what it is. But people
Pooh Shiesty's in prison right now for somebody in the ass with a code while sitting inside of a McLaren.
Yeah.
Some Grand Theft Auto shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's who he was before that. So it's like, that ain't a surprise. And Gucci ain't gonna tell you like he can't just change who you are as a person. So it's like, you know, but people come up with the conspiracy theories and the life insurance and whatever.
Though his profit pact with the federal government was the primary reason for his reduced prison sentence, Shy really compromised himself by informing the judge and prosecutors how he committed the crime, including how he escaped from the police and ordered the private plane. This is due to the fact that a court will give rewards to any criminal who is found guilty. Following an armed heist next to a police station, they made Shy list his shortcomings as their last assignment. Law enforcement rushed to the location when they heard weapons since the incident was captured on camera in a police station. They were ready to shorten the trial process to save everyone time. As soon as they identified the crime scene, they retrieved their security camera footage to start the investigation. The police were there so quickly that they were able to seize the Louis Vuitton bag that contained the money. After receiving some public tips about the potential criminal, the federal authorities looked through Shy's Instagram and found a few images of Shy flaunting. Via astute detective work, they discovered that the serial numbers on the money from Shy's Instagram and the banknotes in the Louis Vuitton bag matched. However, Shy made the biggest error of all by posting a selfie of himself on Instagram with the McLaren he used to carry out the armed robbery, along with the money from his associated account. Despite everything, rappers continued to call Shy a snitch, which damaged his reputation in the business. In a retaliatory response, Shy said he was still king and said his ops were treating him disrespectfully while he was in prison. It was on the day of the crime when he was pictured with the car. Tell Google to prevent Shy from tapping in from the middle of the prison. I have double-digit millions. Adapt my net worth. Jay-Z didn't even understand my financial predicament. Therefore, he should stop using my name before I buy one of you for sale. I am presently in prison and safe, and we can confirm that. I was 21. You're nothing. I fly from Tokyo to Tennessee twice a day on Sundays, wearing the same clothes. It never occurred to me that no one would want to play with me while I was free in prison. I'm still the king of Memphis. No matter the jungle, keep going. My loved ones, friends, and admirers who inspire me every day. I promise you that I see everything, and I have something special for every one of you. Slick is a slightly stronger version of the same individual. But how did you allow a feds-man to outdo you on Baby Larry? I can't be defeated. Do excluding me, backbiting, and misleading advertising no longer bother you? It's up, stuck, and I'm landing like a treehouse. I'm giving you people my whole attention because I harbor resentment. In an interview, he expressed that he is still shy on the inside.
When I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy. And folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rock with me for sure.
Man.
This is my first verse.